Here is an in-depth literary and psychological breakdown of the piece. 1. Stylistic and structural analysis. The bracketed wordplay motifs. TR, trust containing us. The title immediately establishes the central theme. True trust isn't an abstract ideal. It is rooted in relational unity, us. When that trust is breached by external systems or toxic individuals, the core us is what remains to be protected. Day, right arrow 4, containing our. Continuing the linguistic motif, framing the progression of time/reflections around shared ownership, our. It signals that this journal or entry is part of a larger ongoing record of survival and shared experience. Imagery and contrast. Visual framing. The cover image. A cat peering curiously through blinds overlaid with a sunflower pattern presents a stark contrast to the text. The photo feels watchful, guarded, yet warmth-seeking, mirroring the text's duality, wanting love and light, but having to watch the world through protective barriers. Tonal shift. The narrative begins with measured, introspective regret. Following or chasing after it in the workplace was a mistake, but quickly shifts into raw, unfiltered anger. This rapid shift highlights an unhealed wound where reflective wisdom collides head-on with active resentment. 2. Psychological breakdown, institutional disillusionment, and moral injury. Systemic failure. The core conflict stems from a profound sense of moral injury. The psychological distress caused by witnessing or experiencing actions that violate one's moral code. Reporting hostile workplace behavior alongside 4 colleagues only to see the perpetrator face no consequences creates a feeling of institutional betrayal. Punishment of the whistleblower alley. The termination of the wonderful blonde lady who was happy for us represents the ultimate breakdown of workplace justice. In organizational psychology, when a system punishes supportive behavior while shielding toxicity, it leaves victims feeling completely alienated and cynical about corporate or social structures, defense mechanisms, and righteous indignation. Us versus the world framing. The narrative establishes a clear boundary between the inner circle, a young couple just trying making it, and a hostile external environment, this fucked up world. External toxicity serves to cement the couple's bond against outside threats. Cathartic venting. The use of explicit abrasive language, salty old, serves an emotional function. It acts as a release valve for intense feelings of powerlessness. When legal, HR, or professional channels fail to deliver justice, raw verbal sharpshooting becomes a way to reclaim agency and label the harm accurately as it was felt. Processing guilt versus anger. Internalizing versus externalizing. There is an interesting psychological tension at play. 1. Self-blame/regret. Admitting that bringing romance into the workplace made things awkward for everyone else shows self-awareness and accountability. 2. External hostility. However, that self-reflection is quickly overshadowed by the unjust external fallout. The speaker feels that while their own actions were merely messy or awkward, the actions of others were malicious and calculated. Summary. This piece captures the raw frustration of trying to build a vulnerable human connection within an unsupportive, rigid system. It moves from quiet self-correction to overt fury over systemic injustice, illustrating how quickly personal peace can be disrupted when institutional authority protects hostility instead of fairness. The bracketed wordplay anchors the entire entry in a single truth. Even when external structures break down, preserving us and our remains the ultimate line of defense.